What's up, Slick Review fans? We're coming at you with another video. Today we're going to run through a comprehensive list of my most recommended travel accessories for your next trip. Now, I use all of these items myself. There is a link down in the description with a comprehensive list of all of these all in one place, so you can go check them out. We're not going to go into any unboxing or really into much detail on each item, just so we can get through everything in a timely manner. So what we're going to cover on each item are the main features and benefits as well as its current price. And again, if you have any questions on a particular item, just click through to the list and you can find the item there. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Okay guys, so we'll be at the tabletop for most of the video because a lot of these items are small so you can see them up close. Now the first thing we're going to talk about are passport holders. Now, of course, passports are necessary for international travel, but nowadays with new regulations coming up with what you need to travel even within the US, it's almost easier just to get and use a passport anyway. So these are two holders that I personally use. The first one is kind of my go-to just because it looks nice. It's leather, it says passport on the front, it's got the crest and all that. So it looks just like the passport and it just looks nice. On the inside, we have a place to put your passport, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4 card slots, another slot here, and then a slot in back. So you can keep whatever travel documents you have here. You can put a couple train tickets here or whatever you need to do. And then again, a couple card slots. I've got my global entry, my priority pass. Now, right now, this is only going to run you $9, and they have almost 30 different colors and variations on the website. So again, this is kind of my daily driver. Now the second one we have to check out is from Zero Grid. Now this one really has two advantages over kind of the nicer looking one. So first is that it has a zipper around the outside so that it is more secure. The second thing is the capacity tends to be a little bit higher. I can usually fit more in here. So if I'm going to be carrying a lot of documents or something like that, I might opt for this one. It does come with a little pen, which is kind of nice for when you're filling out customs forms and things like that. So the passport goes on this side, and then over here we have 1, 2 kind of card slot compartments there, and then one more in the back for any documents that you have there. While it is very similar to the leather one, just because it's nylon, these can get really stretched out if you're really trying to cram a lot in here. Now, they both feature RFID blocking technology, so if that is something that's important to you, both of these are a winner. Again, it's really just personal preference. This one, again, is only about $9. Right now, this one's running for about $20. Now, if you are going international, guys, a travel adapter is a must-have. Now, this is one that I personally use. It's from Sublimeware, and this one is really the most comprehensive one I've found. Now, really, no matter where you're coming from or going to, this one will work, and I'll show you what I mean. Basically, you've got everywhere you're going to go covered here, and you can use it at home. So on the side here, we've got all the different regions that this covers. So USA and Australia, got you covered. For the UK, again, got you covered. And then lastly, for the EU. So again, we've got pretty much everybody covered here, and again, you can use it at home. All you gotta do is select your home port type, and you're ready to go. Now, what's awesome about this one is it features 4 USB ports on top. Now, 2 of these are suitable for charging tablets. Now, for your in-flight entertainment, as well as protecting your tablet while you're at your destination, we've got 2 items here that are worth checking out. Now, the first is just a basic tablet stand, but what's nice is that, as you can see, this one folds up quite nicely so that you can keep it in your carry-on. And then when you need to use it, all you do is fold it out, and there you go, and you can change whatever angle you want to use it at. It's got 2 little feet down here that hold your tablet nice. It's a nice, soft, non-skid surface right there. So you can just put your phone or your tablet or whatever you want. And then when you're done using it, just fold it up and set it off to the side. So not much to it. It's only going to run you about $10. Now this is the tablet case that I personally use. This one happens to be for an iPad Mini 4 because that's what I use. But this particular company does make a lot of similar products for pretty much every device that's out there. Now this one is nice genuine leather. On the front here there is a small pouch for keeping any sort of documents or anything like that. It does feature automatic wake and sleep. It turns into a tablet stand in either orientation. All you have to do is spin it around, and it's got 2 little notches right here so you can use it to watch videos or type, type out an email, do whatever you want to do. And then there's a pen holder on the side here. And then lastly, what's kind of cool is when you open it all up, there's a strap here on the back, so if you're using it to look up directions or something like that, you can slip your hand through that loop and you're not going to drop it or anything like that. So this one is my main go-to, not just for at home, but also traveling, just because it keeps everything nice and protected, and it's very versatile. You can use it as a tablet stand, and you can keep documents in there. So this is going to run you about 30 bucks, but again, it's nice, soft, genuine leather, and this is an awesome product. Now, one thing that is often overlooked is having a nice flashlight. Now, here are two that I take with me when I travel, again, depending on where I'm going. If you're going to be staying in a hostel or something like that, this is actually the one that I recommend, just because it's nice and cheap, and it has this nice hanger for if you need to put it in a locker. If you're getting up before everybody else and you don't want to be that person who turns on the main light, then this one has a hook. You can keep it in your locker. It's just got a nice button here on the side that controls a flashlight, and then kind of the brighter main light source there. Now you can get a 3-pack of these for 10 bucks. Like I said, they're dirt cheap and worth every penny. I've had this one for years. If you want to go just the more traditional flashlight, then any of these kind of LED flashlights will do. This one's about 9 bucks right now. What's kind of nice about this one, it's got a couple different modes. It's got high, medium, low, strobing if you need that, and then SOS, which again, hopefully you don't need that. And then what's nice about this one is it does zoom in and out, so you can control the size of the light beam, which is kind of nice if you're going to be walking around or something and you want a nice tight focus beam, or if you're walking around a trail and you want a nice wider light source. Again, for only 9 bucks, worth picking up. So whichever one kind of fits your needs. I have both, just because again, depending on my travel situation, I might bring either one. How many times have you gone to the airport and prayed that your bag was not overweight? That's happened to me a couple times. I've had to be that guy who tried to check in and one of my bags was maybe 5 pounds over, and you got to try to move stuff around, and it sucks. You're already frustrated because flying's stressful enough as it is. So I finally invested in one of these. It's a luggage scale. They're really inexpensive, super easy to use. All you do is take this strap, loop it around one of the main handles or something like that, and then put it back on. So you've got your handle like this. You turn it on and you just kind of hold it, try to pick up the bag, and this will read out in either pounds or kilograms, whichever one you pick, and give you a pretty good idea what your bag is. This is only going to run you about 9 bucks, and for the peace of mind of knowing that you are within the baggage limits and not having that dreaded moment where you're just hoping that it is, I think worth every penny. And overweight baggage fees can be $30, $40, $50. So to avoid that, I think a $9 investment is more than worth it. Now we've got 2 options here for what to do with your money while you're traveling. Now the first option is a hidden compartment money belt. Now when you think money belt, you might think one of those flat kind of fanny pack looking things that people used to wear. This is a little bit more discreet and not as big of a fashion crime. Now it's just a normal nylon belt that again you can wear whenever you want. How it works, there's no holes or anything like that. This buckle lifts up, you tighten it down to however much you need, and then press the buckle down. So no holes or no sizing or anything like that. So that's what kind of makes it a nice everyday belt anyway. But what's kind of slick about this is this hidden compartment runs, I can't get it all in the frame, but about half the belt. And you just unzip it there, and there you go. You have a nice long compartment. Again, it's about half the belt, as you can see here. Now, it's not very large. You're not going to really be able to keep any credit cards or anything like that, but certainly some currency. So this is a good one, again, mostly for cash is what this one's going to be good for. Now, this runs you about 20 bucks on Amazon. The other option I'll talk briefly about. Now, we just did a whole video on front pocket wallets. I would go check that out. Really, the point here is get a front pocket wallet. This Kinst wallet is the one that I personally use day to day, so it's going to be the one that I feature in this video. What's nice about this is there's a money clip and then tons of card slots everywhere all over it. Now again, to see this one in more detail, we just did a front pocket wallet video, so go check that out for more suggestions, but this Kinst wallet is the one I use. Front pocket wallets are nice because it's a lot harder to steal your wallet if it's not sitting in your back pocket. Now, one more item that you need are luggage locks, especially on your checked baggage. But more importantly, again, if you're staying in a hostel or something like that, having a nice lock like this is very nice to have. Now, why I like this one personally is it's more of a cable lock, where again, it's nice for like hostel lockers or something like that. If you get a traditional hard padlock, it may not always fit, and some of you that have stayed in hostels know what I'm talking about. So this one is very versatile, it's bendy, it'll fit pretty much wherever you put it, and then pretty easy to use here. Now, it is a dial system. You can set whatever number you like here. I like the white on black lettering. It's a little bit easier to see, and they're pretty cheap. One is going to run you about $7. You can get 2 for 12 or 4 for 20. And then if the Thieves and Sexual Assailants organization opens your bag, hopefully they don't steal anything while they're in there, this particular key that they have to use makes them lock it before they can take their key out, so they don't just leave it open, which kind of defeats the whole point anyway. So definitely pick some of these up. Again, this cable lock is why I personally recommend them, and they're pretty cheap. Now, as far as phone cases go, there's two things I want to bring up. One is maybe think about a wallet case like this, just to have quick access to your most used cards so they're all in one place. I do tend to use cases like this all the time anyway, just for that functionality. But here's another thing to consider. Again, depending on where you're going, be smart about the situation for thievery and things like that. I wouldn't recommend going traveling with like a Gucci case or something like that, just because it's going to make you a target. Thieves can pick a tourist out a mile away. So when I'm traveling, I tend to pick more of just kind of a bland, generic case that's not flashy or doesn't attract attention or anything like that. I would pick up one of these kind of slim wallet cases. One, it just covers up logos and just kind of blends in a little bit better. And then two, it's just kind of nice to have a couple cards there. And you can find cases like this on Amazon for pretty inexpensively, around $5-10, and there will be a couple in the list for you to check out. Now, on the topic of phones and things like that, a power bank is an absolute must-have, really no matter where you're going. You're going to be out and about, you're going to be walking around, you're going to be on your phone looking up directions and reviews and checking your email and doing all that stuff. You're going to be on your phone a lot more, which is going to draw the battery, obviously. So a power bank is a must-have. This is my go-to power bank when I'm traveling for a couple reasons. One, it's sleek, it's slim, fits in the palm of your hand. This one happens to be 5,000 milliamps, which will charge most smartphones about twice. Again, that's going to vary depending on how large the battery is in your device, but about 2 charges on most everyday mainstream smartphones. Now on the side, we've got the power button, micro USB to charge the power bank itself, and then 2 ports depending on which one you need. This is just your typical USB. And that's really all there is to it. It does have a couple power indicator lights here on the side so you can see how much power you have left. Now this particular one you can get 2 for $50 or 1 for $36. I will put a couple less expensive options on there, but for that you're going to get a lot less capacity where it might only charge your phone once, if that. So that's why I recommend one of these. Again, it's a little bit larger, still fits in the palm of your hand, not very heavy, and you can at least get a couple charges out of it, which is important if you're traveling with someone else. So guys, we got a lot going on here. This little section will be kind of the everyday comfort items that I have found to be very helpful on my trips. The first thing is your own reusable utensils. Now, why would you want to use these? Couple different reasons. One, environmental. There's no use in using plastic stuff that's just going to end up in a landfill or the ocean and never break down. There's just no sense in doing that. The second thing is convenience. If you're going to go out, you're walking around, maybe you pop into a shop to just get a yogurt or something like that, and maybe they don't have plastic utensils, even though you shouldn't be using them anyway. Maybe they just plain don't have them. This set has been invaluable for me. So it all rolls up. Buttons, keeps it nice and compact. It even comes with a little carabiner clip if you're into that. And then all you do is unroll it and you've got everything you need. You've got a spoon here, fork, and then a knife, and also your own little bamboo straw so that you're not using a plastic one that again is just going to end up in some turtle's nose. And then there is a brush here included to clean the straw. So no concerns there. There's really no reason not to get this. Now you can get a 2-pack of these for $14 right now. So again, if you're traveling with a partner or a companion or whatever, you can get 2 of them and just have them. I've had this thing for years, guys, and it has never let me down, and it has been so nice just to have your own stuff when you're out and about. Moving on, again, here are just some kind of convenience comfort items that are great to have when you're traveling. So for obvious reasons, sometimes you're out and about all day and now you're kind of sweaty and not feeling as fresh or something like that. I would recommend getting some of these like Listerine strips that you just put in your mouth. They melt away and make your breath smell good. Wet ones, these are very often overlooked. I always have a pack of these for 1, when I'm flying, and then 2, if you're going out for a day hike or something like that, or really if it's just hot and it's summer. These are awesome to have. You can pull one out, freshen up a little bit, and it makes you feel like $1,000,000. So definitely carry some of those. This is the reusable Ricasio straw that we checked out. We just did a video on this. If you don't want to carry the whole utensil kit for a day, but you still don't want to be chucking plastic into the ocean, I would definitely pick one of these up. We did a video just about this the other day, so go check that out. Now, the other couple little things that are nice to have, just get like a basic composition notebook if you just need to write something down. Maybe your phone's dead or something like that. These are usually like $1 at the drugstore. And then pick up a couple gel pens. If you don't have global entry or something like that, which I would recommend getting if you can, you have to fill out those customs forms and stuff like that. You just never know when you need a pen, so it's always nice to have a couple. I usually get gel because they tend not to leak or anything like that on a plane. Now, all these items are on the list, and they're all pretty inexpensive, and most of them are available at your local drugstore. Now, as the cameras on our phones have got better over time, nobody really carries point and shoots anymore. Now, with this kit, you can add some versatility to the lens on your smartphone. Now, this kit is only going to run you about $19, and it comes with a couple little things here. So one, there's a clip to clip onto your phone, and then all these different lenses. This particular kit comes with 7 different lenses. So we'll run through them real quick. Right here, we have a fisheye lens if you're taking some sort of cool videos where you want to do that. A 2x telephoto lens, another wide-angle lens, a macro lens, and then inside here, we've got a couple more. This one's just a basic no zoom or anything like that. Another fisheye lens, and then another wide-angle macro lens. And all you do to use this is grab your phone and then just place the lens over your camera lens. Now we'll just kind of watch it live. I'm going to try to line it up best I can here behind the camera. And you can see this kind of wide-angle fisheye lens here completely changes the optics of your smartphone camera. So that will happen, again, with all of these different ones because, again, all you're doing is changing the optics. So pretty cool kit, less than 20 bucks. Definitely worth picking up because you can take all sorts of different types of pictures on your vacation. So guys, now that we talked about all that stuff that you need to carry around, what are you going to carry it in? Now, these are 3 bags that I personally use when I'm on vacation, depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing for the day, things like that. So my go-to bag is this kind of khaki military style bag, just because it tends to be the most versatile. So again, it's a crossbody bag. That's the only kind I use. They're easier to keep secure if you're like on the metro or the underground or something like that. You can turn them around so that they're facing in front of you. You can kind of keep it secure for pickpockets and things like that. Or if you're around a heavy tourist area, something like that, they're easy to just spin around. And then you can always put them kind of like a backpack when you're just walking around, when you're not worried about that. So that's why I tend to recommend crossbody bags. A couple of the highlights are, it's a pretty large pouch inside. We're going to be using the iPad mini to kind of demonstrate the size. So this iPad fits perfectly in the main compartment. Will not fit a full size. None of these will. They're kind of meant to be compact. But an iPad mini fits in here, as well as you could put a lot more in this main compartment here. Then going up front is a large pouch again where you could keep a couple power banks or some granola bars or whatever you want. And then there's a front pouch still that's probably good for like a smartphone, wallet, that kind of stuff. And then what's also kind of cool is it's got this MOLLE system here where if you want to pick up one of these bags, that's the same kind of style. This has a couple straps and buttons on the back here. It goes on right here just in case you want a little bit extra capacity. Now this is cool because just by itself it's got 2 large pouches here. You could easily fit a couple smartphones, again, some power banks, whatever you want to do. Up front there's kind of a dedicated pouch for a smartphone just because it's easy to access. And it's got this nice secure strap right here. And then it's got a couple pen holders as well. So this is going to run you about 10 bucks. This is only about 13. So together about 23 bucks for a pretty versatile system, whatever you want to use it for. Again, this is kind of my go-to. Now, if I don't necessarily need or want that particular bag for the day, this is another one that I found pretty useful. So this is just kind of a nylon and leather construction here. Pretty simple. On the front, it's got this small pouch that quite honestly I've never used just because it is quite small. It's maybe the size of like a large car key fob or something like that. That's really all it's good for. I've personally never used it, but where I have found this one useful is there are 2 water bottle pouches, one on either side, and then under the main flap here you've got one large compartment with a drawstring closure, so in case it gets wet or anything like that. Now the main compartment, we've got our iPad, that fits in there just fine. In fact, you might be able to get away with a full-size iPad. I don't have one to test, nor have I ever, so don't hold me to that, but just by looking how well the iPad Mini 4 sits in there, if you had like a 9.7-inch iPad, you might be able to get it in there. So there's that, and like I said, there's tons of room in here. You could pack a lunch, do whatever you want to do. This is more my kind of hiking bag. Now, in the front here, again, we've got a nice large pouch with no real dividers or compartments. It's just an open pouch. And then in the front, there's one there as well. So you could put your phone or a power bank, whatever you want to do, but there's 1, 2, 3 pouches. What's kind of nice about this one, again, are the bottle holders and the drawstring closure. So this one is good for going hiking or something like that where it might rain or something like that. And this flap right here keeps everything safe. So that's this bag. This one right now goes for about 24 bucks, which really isn't bad for a nice crossbody hiking bag. So moving on to the last one. Now this is my go-to if I'm just going out for the day. Now what I mean by that is right now we have a trip to LA coming up where we're only going to be out for a few hours in the city, not far from the hotel. So I don't need to carry a bunch of stuff. Maybe one of those small power banks we looked at, but we don't need to carry a lot. And that's why I keep one of these on deck, one of these kind of low profile small bags to keep everything organized. You can keep train tickets, your passport, whatever you want to do. This one does not fit even an iPad mini or anything like that. So if you want to carry that around for the day, this is not a good one for that. Again, this one is for the essentials, where you don't need to carry around a bunch of stuff. So guys, I know that was kind of a long video. I hope you stuck with me to the end, or at least skipped around and got to the parts that are most relevant to you. Let me know down in the comments which of these you think would be helpful on your next trip, or suggest other items that you've found helpful for other viewers. Again guys, the link for the list that has all of these things is down in the description. It's all in one place for you to make it easy. And if you guys have any questions or other comments or anything, absolutely leave them down below for me. Find me on social media so you can stay in touch, but most importantly guys, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss any future videos. That's all I've got for you this time, guys. Slick Reviews, out.